Also known as the Treaty of San Lorenzo, Pinckney's treaty, concluded by Spanish and American negotiators on October 27, 1795, would prove to be crucial to the success of the United States. It would solve territorial disputes between the Spanish and U.S. and grant the U.S. control of trade at the port of New Orleans. Prior to the treaty, the western and southern borders of the U.S. had been a tense battle for territory for the Spanish and U.S. At the time, the U.S. border had extended to the Mississippi River. The southern territory remained Spanish property. The Spanish were not willing to negotiate positions. However, this would change come the French Revolution. Spanish forces joined other European monarchies in 1793 to help fight the war, but they were defeated in 1794 in the Caribbean and Europe. These defeats were devastating for the Spanish. Desperate, Spanish political leader Manuel Godoy tried to find peace with France. He also tried to break Spain's alliance with Britain. This act put Spanish colonies in America at risk. Meanwhile, the U.S. were facing problems of their own. British forces had been capturing American ships and forcing the people on the ships into their navy. This was called impressment. The U.S. sent John Jay to Britain to negotiate a treaty. Godoy then requested a new treaty from the U.S. The U.S. sent Thomas Pinckney to negotiate a treaty. Pinckney arrived and negotiations began. The Spanish military had weakened following defeats in the French Revolution. Plus, trade had been weakening in the Kentucky-Tennessee area. Godoy first offered free trade at the Mississippi River for the U.S. and the U.S.-Florida border. Pinckney rejected this. Godoy offered many ideas, and Pinckney said no. They finally reached a deal, and the Treaty of San Lorenzo was signed. Because Pinckney was a Federalist, it encouraged them to move south. It also influenced U.S. western expansion. Although the treaty is known for granting the U.S. navigation of the Mississippi and free trade at New Orleans, it did much more. All ships and merchandise, of what nature soever, which shall be rescued out of the hands of any pirates or robbers on the high seas, shall be brought into some port of either state, and shall be delivered to the custody of the officers of that port in order to be taken care of, states Article 5. Article 7 states, in the case of subjects and inhabitants of either party, with their shipping, whether public and war, or private and of merchants, be forced through stress of weather, pursuit of pirates, or any other urgent necessity, for seeking or sheltered harbor, to retreat and enter any of the rivers, bays, or ports belonging to the other party.